Welcome into the Grind. It's Creta 3 and Jimmy G. We're recording right after the Cowboys lost to the Lions, so we're both a little devastated. Cowboys' hopes are
Yeah.
in shambles now after that whipping by the Lions.
Uh, you know, I don't get it.
It's the
I don't get it.
Cowboys, dude. They give us
Yeah,
hope. They beat
I
the
know.
Eagles and the Chiefs and then lose to the Lions.
Yep.
The Lions are a
Who looked
good
like crap?
team, but we look like crap. Our
Yeah.
defense regressed. The whole reason we were in this position because our defense has been playing better, and they just
hmm
said nope.
I
And what was the
mean,
deal with our kickoff coverage?
dude, was terrible. They got a tight end back there returning it, made him look like Devin Hester. I'm like, what is wrong with us?
I mean, that killed us. I think
Yeah.
they had four returns over 35 yards, and then
Yeah,
they
they were
scored on
starting.
all four of them.
Yeah, they were starting on the north side of their 40 almost every time. One punt. They had one punt.
They basically get a first down and a half to field goal range.
Yeah.
Just brutal. Cowboys, they say the playoff chances now are down to 9%. To win the division, Cowboys would have to win out, and the Eagles are going to have to lose three games, three of their last five games. That's not happening. To make it as a wild card, you need one of six teams to just implode their final five games.
Okay.
Probably not happening. Uh, had a chance, you
I
know,
know.
and that Cardinals game at home, that Monday night home game, Cardinals. You
Yep.
lose to them. That's the game that's going to haunt you.
Them and Carolina, although Carolina's looking better, but still, you can't lose both those games.
No, tie the Packers when you should have won it.
hmm
Just Cowboys. Final 44 to 30. Um, they know how to break your heart.
Dude, no joke. Just makes me sick.
I know. Thought we were gonna have a December to remember. Shout out.
No.
Who is that? That's a car commercial, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Lexus December to
Lexus.
remember.
December to remember.
Shout out,
They
Sewell.
yeah. Flexus wants to sponsor the show. We're all open. We're all
Yeah,
ears for
shout out
Lexus.
Sewell Lexus December
Yeah.
to remember event.
Yeah.
0% financing for well qualified buyers.
Yeah, we'd
Check them
be
out.
yeah, we got the ad read down. We'd be glad to throw some money our way. We'll push some Lexus for
Yeah.
you. Uh so that's it. Cowboys got a long time to get ready for the Vikings who suck. Um you got to win out. I mean that you got 9% chance to make the playoffs. You got to win out. And they
Got to win
could.
out. You got to have teams. I mean, the one good thing, does Philly still got to play New York?
You got to play the Giants and the Commanders twice. And then they also have the Chargers and
See, I'm sitting here going, Jackson
at
Dart doesn't
Chargers.
know he's supposed to turn it in. I could see Jackson Dart and the Giants beat Jackson Dart willing the Giants to beating the Eagles.
It's true. Well, so Eagles are at the Chargers. I think that's
hmm
Monday night. And then they also play the Raiders, which the Raiders stink. Commanders twice. Jaden
hmm
Daniels will be back for those games though. And then they also have the Bill. No, they don't play the Giants. They play the Bills at the Bills.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a glimmer of hope. You need the Eagles
Yeah.
to lose three of their last five games. Possible, very unlikely.
hmm
Even though something's wrong with the Eagles. I mean, they're trending down.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the Cowboys. Dak was fairly good. He did have two picks though. One was tipped. Pickens got to extend his arms better.
Yeah.
The other one, I think he was trying to force it late, driving, trying to force it. Lions made a play, but couldn't stop the run tonight. Couldn't cover anybody. Couldn't cover a kickoff.
That I think's the tell of the game. I'm like that and the inability. Like guys, have you not watched Gibbs play? I know you guys keep up with one another. Gibbs is not going to run the ball out of bounds. Gibbs is going to try to make a play. He's going to hit a spin move. That's all he does. I'm sitting here going, Gibbs is ripe for a fumble. All you got to do is not over pursue. And you know he was ripe for a fumble because when they had to have the drive, who'd they have in? Montgomery.
Yep.
Montgomery, like this with the ball. I'm sitting there going, now they obviously, Jameer Gibbs is their lead back. But I'm sitting here going, yeah, they had Montgomery in there to ground and pound and wear him down, and he wasn't going to fumble. And I'm just going, guys, it's so often those spin moves lead to just big hits and fumbles. Bland over pursuing on that. I'm like, he's not, he's going to try to make a play. He's not going out of bounds. But nothing we can do about it now, Creta. Nothing we can do about it now.
Bro, the Lions averaged on 8 kickoff returns, averaged 33 yards a return. They've basically taken kickoff returns out of the NFL. They've taken it out of the game. And yet, we allowed the Lions on 8 returns to get 33 yards a return.
With a tight end.
Yeah, three of them was with the tight end. The tight end averaged 40 yards a return. A
Yeah.
tight end. I
Mm.
mean, gosh almighty. Just devastating. So, Cowboys, that's that. What are they now? 6-1. Gonna,
Should be 7-6-1.
yeah. Well, nothing you can do about it, like you said. That's the boys. All right. Let's talk happier times for me anyway. College football. Longhorns. Huge win over the Aggies last week. I was there, DKR. I'll tell you, that was one of the funnest college football games I've ever been to.
I bet. You said it. You said that's why those games are why you have season tickets.
Sure
A lot of
is.
people sold it. I'm telling you, I would have sold it, but being there is priceless.
I got
That's
offered 1,200 a ticket, so it'd been 2,400 bucks. But
been hard for me to pass that up, but you'd pay $1,200 or more to be there and watch that go down the way it did.
yeah,
And like I texted you and told you, the most A&M thing for them to do would be to lose this game. And that's
yeah.
exactly what
I mean, I
happened.
saw it coming. Now, I got to be honest, I was a little surprised we won it in the fashion we did.
Hmm.
Being we were more physical than A&M. Texas was more
Yeah.
physical. They dominated both lines of scrimmage. I really didn't see that happening. I thought we were going to have a hero game from Arch Manning, just willing the team to win. I did think Texas would get to Marcel Reed and force some turnovers. Seems to be his MO when you take him off his first read. Texas did get two fourth quarter interceptions. I was not anticipating Texas to control the line of scrimmage like they did. That was a
Hmm.
surprise to me. And I did not anticipate Texas really minimizing A&M's star receivers. They didn't have any big plays. The receivers didn't have any plays over 20 yards. Their only completion over 20 yards was to a backup tight end, I think, like a 28-yard, and that was in the fourth quarter when they were trying to throw it. Um, Texas was first time all year Texas had a running back over 100 yards rushing.
The offensive line looked good. They were getting a great push up front. Best to me they've played the games I've seen,
Yep.
the best they've played all year.
You
Like you
know,
said, pushing the push, they dominated A&M's defensive line, and that was a big surprise to me as well.
Texas really struggled on the offensive line this year, and they finally found a combination that worked starting against Vanderbilt. And that group has played the last 4 games of the season and looked good every week except for against Georgia. So maybe
Yep.
who knows if Texas has that O line combo against Florida, maybe they're in the playoff. A lot have been made of the playoff. I think Texas has an argument. Anytime you win 3 games over top 10 opponents, you have an argument to be in. And I get the arguments against Texas. Three losses in a crowded field. The loss to Florida's bad, but it's a conference road loss. I will say I think people are misinterpreting the Texas's argument about playing Ohio State. And they're like, well, you can't lose to Florida. Okay, but you have no say in playing Florida. I mean, that's a
Right.
conference opponent. But you do have a say who you play in non-conference. And I
Mhm.
understand, and what Texas is trying to say is, look, yeah, we have three losses, but the Ohio State loss shouldn't be held against us because we scheduled a high-profile out-of-conference game. So you should treat us more like we have two losses because we played Ohio State closer than anybody else. And when you couple that with three top 10 wins, I think it gives you a good argument to for the playoffs. But I mean, I get it. I get it too. Uh, do I think Texas could? I mean, I think they have just as good a shot as a bunch of other teams that are going to make the playoffs. I mean, heck, they've already beat OU. They already beat A&M. Played Ohio State within a touchdown. But I think Texas would be in that group of teams who would have a chance to make it to the Final Four, and that's it. If you ask me, there's only two teams that have a chance to win the national championship, and to me, that's Ohio State and Georgia. I'm anxious to see what Indiana does this weekend.
Mhm.
How they look against Ohio State, I could move them into that category. But what I've watched all year, I think Ohio State and Georgia. I think Ohio State's been the best team all year, and I think Georgia just knows how to get it done, and they're playing good football at the end of the season.
I agree with that, but I'll add Notre Dame
You think
and their
so?
ability to run the football and take over games. And they lost to Miami, and now the Miami fans are going, yeah, Miami should be in over Notre Dame because they played head to head. And I get that argument. Um,
Well,
you know,
head to head has to matter for something. If
hmm
Miami and Notre Dame have the same record and they're right there, I agree. Head to head, what happens on the field has to matter, and I think Miami should be in over Notre Dame. Now, who would I pick if they played tomorrow? I'd pick Notre Dame, but
yeah,
Miami did beat. They played this season, and Miami beat them.
right. And you talk about that Ohio State game. I remember back 2019, A&M and Clemson, and they talked about that year possibly being, coming up with the playoff, coming up all this stuff, possibly being the last or the start of teams not scheduling these big out of conference, these big non-conference opponents. And like you said, if the loss to Ohio State close game is going to be counted against you, and at that point you're going, why would I play Ohio State?
Right.
Why don't I play Ohio? Why don't I play
I think
Miami of Ohio?
and that's what bothers me too, because basically you're saying, well, you lost to Florida. Okay. If Texas played Rice or Texas State instead of Ohio State, they'd be 10-2, and now you're saying they're
Mhm.
worthy of making the play.
Right.
Because if they were 10-2, even with a loss at Florida and a loss to Georgia, they're in because they'd have the same record as OU, they'd be in, and they had just beat A&M by 10 points. So if they're 10-2 with a win over Rice instead of Ohio State, they're in. And so I don't like that the repercussions of this is if we're just gonna go solely based on records, hey, two's the most games you can lose, and you play in the SEC where I mean chances are you're gonna have a loss or two, then why even risk playing a tough out of conference opponent? And that's not good for college football because fans love those big time early matchups.
Mhm.
And if this is how it's going to go, I can see every SEC team saying we're not doing it. Why risk it? It's not the reward. If you win, it's good, but I think the risk outweighs the reward.
Yeah, at that
Um,
point, why not just schedule another in-conference game? Why not, hey,
well, they're
Texas,
doing that, yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like at that point, go, hey, Texas, go, we're not going to play Ohio State. We'll go play
And
South
it's not
Carolina.
just Texas;
We'll
it'd
go
be
play
everybody.
Kentucky.
Like
Oh,
Alabama,
right. That's what I'm
Alabama lost
saying.
to Florida State. Uh,
Yeah,
you,
Alabama go, no, never mind. We're going to play Arkansas. We're going to play another SEC school if y'all are just going to go solely off record.
Well, they are going. SEC is going to go to nine conference games next year, so that I think that's even more reason you're going to play
Mhm.
nine SEC games. Why
Yeah,
would one of your three non-conference games be a tough, big-time opponent?
right.
Just play three cupcakes, get 3 wins, try to go 7-2 in conference, and you can make the playoff.
And it's tough when the goalposts keep moving, so to speak. Because you have the committee say, no, this is what we're going to base it on, this is what we're going to base it on. And it goes back to me to Florida State. Yes, Jordan Travis was hurt and was out.
Yeah.
Florida State was probably going to get bounced.
Yeah. It would have
Conference
been bad.
champion, conference champion. And what did they say? We're going to weigh the conference champions pretty heavy. That should matter, da 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 da. And they left them out. To me, what they should have done is what they used to do back in the BCS when teams like Hawaii would start crying. Hey, man, we're out here putting up all these records and beating up on Fresno Community College. Let us play. We want a shot. They let them into the Sugar Bowl finally, and Georgia stomped them.
Stomped him.
I'm
Yeah.
going, but the committee can go, yeah, hey, guys, I know the Sugar Bowl was kind of boring, but that's what y'all wanted, right? Y'all wanted to have let David have the shot at Goliath, and this is what we all wanted. So I
Well,
go, we should let Florida State in, let them get tromped, and then when people go, oh, you knew they were going to do
well,
that, you go, well,
they
what?
weren't going to do that this year, that year too, because don't forget, like Texas was 3, Alabama was 4. Well,
Mhm.
Texas would have been in because they beat Alabama that year on the road. Texas last year in the Big 12. So Texas had the head-to-head Alabama, and Alabama just beat Georgia in the SEC championship. They were not going to leave the SEC out of the 14 playoff.
Right.
That
You
just
put the
wasn't going to
conference
happen.
champions in because that's what they said. They go, well, if you win your conference
Well,
championship,
but you'd have
you
had
and I
to
go, put them
you'd have
in.
had to leave either Texas or Alabama out that year, and Texas beat Alabama. So therefore, you'd have had to leave Alabama out because you had Michigan and Washington undefeated and Florida State undefeated, and there was just no way you're not leaving the SEC out of the playoff. That wasn't going to
Right.
happen.
I'm
But
like, you
you're
could,
right. They say, well, conference championships matter, and this year they increased the criteria. Strength of schedule matters more than anything. It's their number one
Mhm.
criteria.
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna, and you and I
except
called it on the first show.
except if you lose that game and you have 3 losses instead of 2, it doesn't mean as much. Here's the last thing I'll say about it. College football is not the NFL. The NFL, everything's based on trying to be as even as possible. There's a salary cap that everybody operates with the same amount of money. The
Hmm.
scheduling favors the teams who didn't do as well the year before. They get easier schedules, and the teams that finish in the playoffs play harder schedules. And the draft, the free agency, the scheduling, everything's to be even. In college football, nothing is equal. The amount of money
Right,
schools spend is not even close to being equal. The
right.
How you get players is not equal. Everybody's a free for all. You recruit and you can send as many of the best players as you want. And then the scheduling's not equal. You look at some of the schedules other schools have played compared to other school, it's not equal. College football is
Right.
not even, and that's what bothers me. If we're gonna do we're gonna compare records. Why?
Hmm.
Because certain teams' records are not the same as other teams. Like, I
Right.
mean, Texas Tech, I think they deserve to be in the playoff. They've meet the eye test, but what would Texas Tech's record be with Texas's schedule? It wouldn't be
Hmm.
11-1.
James Madison, 11-1. North
You
Texas,
know,
11-1.
what would
So
what
why
would
aren't those
Texas
teams?
just take A&M? What would Texas if Texas
Yeah.
and A&M switch schedules? What would Texas's record be?
Yeah. I don't
They'd
know.
probably be 10-2.
Yeah. I just, and that's these are the holes that they can poke into this criteria. And that's where we called it on the first show. They said they're going to weigh strength of schedule, but we'll
Yep.
see.
Yep.
And here we are. And I'm going every team. Like I think Texas, not just because we're boys. I think Texas has a good argument. I don't think they'll get in. I
I don't
think they
either.
really needed LSU to beat OU. And then we'd have, I think, Texas right there on the door. But they need to come out with criteria, go, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Conference champions, y'all get an automatic bid. Big Four. Okay, now we got 8 other spots to fill. Let's just do the next 8 highest ranked teams.
Or have a
Do
play-in.
something,
I'd be in favor of
something.
some type of play-in. Like, all right, we're
Yeah,
going to determine
even
there's all these teams on the bubble. And I don't know. Go look at John Gruden put out a post, and it was like a 7-8 minute video. he put out a post with like a play-in schedule. Like, all right, your conference champs, and if you make it to your conference championship in the big conferences, you're also
Hmm.
in. But how do we fill the rest of the spots? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't love to see Texas and OU play again? Who wouldn't love to see, all right, Miami, Notre Dame, y'all played week 2. Let's play now in December. Winner gets
Hmm.
in, and he met a couple other ones because he said it's not fair that the top teams have to play a game this weekend. We're like Ole Miss and Oregon, Oklahoma, A&M,
A&M.
they basically get a
Yeah.
bye, which it's not the worst thing for playoffs not to play in the conference championship game.
Oh, I'd be
And
ecstatic. If I'm A&M right now, I'm going, guys,
it's not the
I know
worst
we
thing.
wanted to beat them, but we're looking really good
And you get
because
to host a playoff game now.
those two teams have another game that's more wear and tear, more risk of injury.
Yes.
Guys, we're
So
fine.
I
We get to
think
rest up.
if
Yeah,
I
100%. I
think they
agree.
should have play-in games, kind of what John Gruden said, play-in games for the other teams to get into the playoff
Hmm.
to play the same day as conference championships. If you make a conference championship game, you're in. If you make the SEC Big Ten Conference Championship game, you're in. But the winner, you may give the winner a bye or something. But both are in. And then the other teams that are on the bubble, you have them play-in games. They don't just get a bye.
Hmm.
Because you compare it to the NFL, your best teams they get a bye. They don't have to play an extra game. It makes no sense. It'd be like the top teams in the NFL. We're gonna have y'all play one extra game than
Yeah.
everybody else before the playoffs start. That makes no sense. Um, so these teams shouldn't have to sit at home to get in the playoff. Have play-in games. Make it meaningful. You can't tell me you wouldn't make
Something.
money. I mean, the revenue would
Yeah.
be off the charts.
Everyone that asked me after the game, Jimmy, you think Texas got a shot to get in? Jimmy, you think Texas? I go, well, I think you need LSU to beat OU. I
Yeah, I
go,
mean,
but make no mistake, if they're at like 11 or 10 or something, if they're right on the bubble versus a BYU or Vanderbilt or something, I go, Texas will be in. And this is a dirty fact that people don't like to admit. Texas would be in solely on the amount of money
oh
they
well,
would
yeah.
draw.
I mean,
And I
that would,
go,
yeah,
it'd be a no-brainer. So I'm going, I say that to back up your statement of they can't tell us it wouldn't make money. I'm like, yeah, it would make money. Football, you could have football year round and it's going to make money every time.
yeah.
So I'm going, guys, you have certain teams that we all know are going to draw more money. You having like right now, if those play-in games, you can't tell me that Texas versus Vanderbilt again, Texas versus Miami, BYU, somebody like it would
And
make
then
money. It
and
would
it,
be a
you take it
huge
out of the
draw.
committee's hand and somewhat because then you're like, all right, results on the field.
Yep.
Whoever wins it on the field. Um, I think we got to have some way to. It's too subjective. We have to.
Hmm.
We decide the national champion on the field. We need to determine the playoff on the field, and I think that'd just be best for everybody. It's got to be merit based somehow, some way. And like I said, it's not equal. It's impossible to do it. The schedules aren't even. How you structure a roster is not even. How you spend your money is not even.
Right.
So you gotta do something on the field. Um, I mean, I think Texas has a great argument. Uh, they're not gonna make the playoff, and I get it. I'm not gonna be super upset about it. I get it. I wish they were in the playoff. I think they're one of the best 12 teams for sure, but it is what it is. I'll take the win over A&M. I mean, that was a blast. One of the
I
best games I ever attended in person.
Man, I bet. I can't imagine. It
Yeah,
was fun watching it on TV because it was good football. The whole stadium looked like they were in it. The
it
videos
was.
you were sending were great. I mean, it looked beautiful. Last thing I'll say about the committee, this kind of reminds me of when our parents and grandparents were watching football, and you'd have, and of course now schools are claiming these right and left. They'll dig up an old, well, this right here, the Trash Can Writers Association named me a national champion in 1912,
Yeah.
and then they'll put that up on the wall. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like you said, it's like, well, let's decide it on the field, take some of it out of their hands. We fix that as here we are in the future of football with, well, the national champion gets decided on the field. There
Yep.
is no, well, y'all voted and you're voting. I mean, what, up until what,
90.
04? USC claims a national title in
Yeah.
03,
Even in the
split with
BCS
LSU.
era.
I'm
Yeah.
going, guys, it's ridiculous. If you can't decide the national title that way, then You shouldn't be able to decide the playoffs that way.
Yep.
There needs to be a ranking system because at that point, again, everyone's got an argument. James Madison has an argument. Guys, we're 11-1. I'm just saying, we're 11-1. North Texas raising their hand.
Yeah,
Guys, I think one
their
too.
one loss was to the one Power Four team they played. Louisville beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So I'm going, like you said, got to be a way to take it out of their hands, make it on the field, and then the committee, you can't get griped at if you go, hey guys, look, all we did was this was the criteria we followed. Here it is.
Yeah, we
It's
gave you a chance, gave you a play
yep.
in. You got into the play in. You earned just a chance to get in.
Hmm.
So
Agreed. NBA does it.
yeah, I think that would I think we could be headed to something like that. So
I love
all
it.
right, it is conference championship weekend. A lot of conference championship games. The five big ones. You got the American Athletic, number 24 North Texas versus number 22 Lane. North Texas favored by 3. Both their head coaches are gone. Eric
Gone.
Morris at North Texas, Oklahoma State. John Summerall took the Florida job. The Big 12, you got number 11 BYU versus number 4 Texas Tech. Tech's favored by 13. SEC, number 3 Georgia versus number 9 Alabama. That's a rematch. Alabama won in Georgia earlier in the year, but Georgia favored by 2.5. And then the ACC, you got Duke versus number 17 Virginia. Virginia favored by 4. Duke could really upend some things. Duke's 7-5. They win. They're in the playoff. That would just be nuts. And
Got
the
a
ACC
five
wouldn't get
loss
in.
team.
Yeah, and Duke wouldn't get in, by the way. I said they'd get in the playoff. They wouldn't get in the playoff. It would be James Madison and the winner of Tulane, North Texas. And Duke, the ACC champ, would be left out.
See, that's so wild. That to me, if they want parity and they want all this stuff, put the conference champions, make that an automatic bid. Make
Yeah.
that, I mean, here's 5 teams you could have almost half of the playoffs already scheduled. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And guess what? It's like, what if Indiana beats Ohio State? What if Indiana wasn't ranked, right? They weren't number 2 in the nation. They somehow upset Ohio State. You're going, oh, like 6 for Ohio State. Y'all should have beat the little guy.
Yeah.
David beats Goliath. David gets in. That's the underdog story everybody wants. But like Duke, 5 losses. How funny would that be? Ha ha, Virginia, you suck. You lost to a 5-loss Duke team, and
Yeah.
now they're in the playoffs instead of you. To me, that's funny. I'm like, do it.
Oh, I
Like,
think it'd be if
they
Duke
won't.
wins, I think it'd be hilarious.
Hilarious.
The ACC wouldn't get into play unless they put Miami in as an at large. All right. So the big ones, Georgia, Alabama, and then Ohio State, and I forgot the Big Ten. Big Ten is Ohio, of course, obviously number 1 versus number 2. How did I forget that one?
Mhm.
Ohio State versus Indiana. Ohio State favored by 4. Um, Big weekend, big Saturday, big Friday night, big Saturday. I like Ohio State. I think I like Georgia. Tech, obviously. Um, North Texas, Tulane. I got a pick in that one. Duke,
I do too.
Virginia. Who knows?
Dude, yeah. That to me, because think about all the eyes on that game going, if the winner gets in, like the people are going to be watching Duke, Virginia, and they'll just, why would people, I guarantee a bunch of people be wanting Duke to win. Why? People like to watch things burn.
Oh, yes.
They would love, they go, come on, Duke, 5 losses. Just get in so we can listen to everyone complain that 5-loss team got in the playoffs and you have, we'll say 12-1 James Madison after winning their conference championship, or even let's say UNT 12-1 UNT wins their conference championship. You know what I mean? Like just a team. It'd be hilarious. I'm all for it.
I'm all for it
Let's
too.
do
Yeah, everybody likes chaos. All right, let's get to our picks. Back-to-back weeks, Jimmy, that we are both have winning records. Both have winning records for the second week in a row. Jimmy, an astounding 13-6-1 last week. I was just 5-4, but there he is. Look at him. The king with the money, with his money.
it.
Look at
Careful,
you.
y'all. There's folks don't know how to pick around here. Look out for them. Be
Don't
careful.
don't look at our season record this year, but look,
Don't look at
what
the
have you done
record.
for me lately?
Look at this fur. Uh, that's 100% mink, I think. That's what the guy who sold it to me said it was. This is what I got left, baby. Fans for days. 13 spot. Hung a 13 on them. Let's
Dude,
repeat. Let's
let's
repeat.
repeat. Let's do it. I got seven picks this week.
I got 10.
Going 10 again. All
Running
right.
it back.
Double
I
digits.
got
All right.
10.
I got a Friday college game, the Mountain West Championship, UNLV. It's a rematch with Boise State. Boise State dominated the first matchup, but UNLV, this opened at 3. It's up to 5. I'm going to take the running Rebels UNLV plus 5 against Boise State.
I I I think that's a great bet. UNLV wins that. I'm going the AAC championship game, UNT and Tulane. Both coaches are gone. All right. Well, I think that quarterback at UNT, his safety net, that coach is gone. I'm keep waiting. It showed up once. To me, you just can't be sixth string and it not show its face eventually. I think Retzlaff and Tulane +3 is the bet here. Tulane wins this game.
Same bet, same reason. I'm on Tulane plus 3. I think Tulane's a better roster. I think Tulane gets it done. Plus 3, Tulane. Both
I
of them.
love it. My next one, the Big 12, BYU and Tech. Hard to beat a team twice. BYU, we know about them. They're in their mid to late 30s with families. Texas Tech, they're rowdy. Tech's having a heck of a year. They're going to keep having a heck of a year. Give me Tech -13. I don't think it's close.
Ooh,
McGuire and the boys out west are going to blow out BYU and send a message as they head into the playoff.
I'm on the other side of you this time. I think I think it's a closer game. I think Tech wins, but 13's a lot for conference championship, and I'm going to go with BYU getting all those points. And I think they're going to play a little bit better than they did the first time around. Have a little pride in themselves. I mean, I think 13's a lot, so I'm going to take BYU plus 13.
We'll see. SEC championship game, Georgia and Bama. Give me Georgia -2.5. Bama wins the first one. Georgia playing hot right now. Arguably, I mean, like you said, one of probably 3 teams that can realistically win the national championship. They got to get through Bama to do it, and I think they do. Georgia -2.5.
All right, in the MAC championship, I'm going to take Miami of Ohio. I think they should be favored, but Vegas has Western Michigan favored right now by 2. I'm going to take the Red Hawks of Miami of Ohio plus 2. I think they're the better team.
Love it. Duke and Virginia. Virginia -4. They're going to
Oh.
beat they're going to stomp Duke. Won't even be close.
Virginia quarterback's old Highland Park Scott, Chad Morris's son, Chandler
Oh
Morris.
yeah, Chandler. Old Chandler.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got in college. You got any more college?
Got one more in college. Indiana, Ohio State. Mendoza. Mendoza will be at the Heisman ceremony, probably won't win it, but I think he has a Heisman moment. Maybe what propels him. Indiana +4. I think this game is close. This is going to be the best team Ohio State has played all year.
I agree with that. I'd say Indiana's better than Texas, so I think Indiana's the best team they're going to play all year. I hope so. I don't have any money on it, but I'm going to root for Indiana. I
Again, it's a small school. It's a basketball school. Good
Yeah.
at football. This type of stuff people like. Committee, pay attention.
All right, I got some off the wall NFL bets, but I've been hot in the NFL lately. First game, you got 2-10 Saints at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers
Yeah,
first in Division 75. I'm going to take the Saints at plus 8.5. Just a big number. It's the NFL, a lot of one-score games. I'll take the Saints plus 8.5.
I love it. Bengals and Bills. Give me Bills -5. The Bills got to get back on track, and I think they do it. Bills. I got Bills here, and I got Bills -5. Let's go.
Bills over the Bengals. All right. I like Bears Packers.
Oh,
Bears first place in the NFC on the road at the Packers. Packers just played their best game of the season, but I like the Bears here. I think the Bears getting points. I know they're on the road. It's a conference game or a division game. I think the Bears keep it within the number. I'm gonna take the Bears plus 6.5.
same bet. Bears +6. I think the Bears win. I thought about throwing money line, but it is the Packers. But guess what? Rodgers ain't there no more. And as good as Jordan Love is, I think Caleb Williams is just as good, playing just as good now. And I think the Bears are going to be out for revenge. They're going to be finally we can beat the Packers. And I think they do it. Bears plus 6.5. Same bet. Love it.
All right, my last bet. Another one. Cardinals are at home, 3-9, hosting the 9-3 Rams. Rams are the 2 seed in the NFC. The Cardinals are getting 8.5 points at home. A big number again. Rams on the road, division game, a lot of one-score games in the NFL. So I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 8.5.
Give me the Rams plus 8.5. They're going to donkey stomp the Cardinals.
Yeah, they might. You're hot right now.
This coat. I'm hot because the heater's on in the house and I'm in this coat. And I'm also hot on
For
my
the
bets.
for the
I'm going to
podcast
keep it
listeners, I
going.
guess they can't see you. You put on for our pick segment a gold crown, gold sunglasses, and a mink coat, and you're holding up what looks to be $1,000+ in cash.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the ones that can see, careful.
Careful.
Don't get too close to the screen. You'll get burned by
All
this
right.
heat. Speaking of heat, Colts Jaguars, Colts -1. This
Yeah,
is
why is that spread like that? That confused me.
Jaguars have been playing good, but they're not playing good enough. Colts -1 all day. Last one, Broncos Raiders. Broncos -7. This is going to be ugly. Raiders stink. The Broncos don't. Let's go.
All right.
That another winning week.
Okay. Back-to-back winning weeks for both of us. Here we go. Here's the rundown of our picks for Jimmy G in college. He's got in the American Athletic Championship game, Tulane +3. In the Big 12, Texas Tech -13. SEC's got Georgia -2.5. In the ACC, he's got Virginia -4. In the Big 10, he's got Indiana +4. In the NFL, he's got the Bills -5, Bears +6.5, Rams -8.5, Colts -1, Broncos -7. For myself, I have in the Mountain West Conference Championship game on Friday night, UNLV +5. I'm also on Tulane +3 in the AAC Championship. In the MAC, I got Miami of Ohio +2. The Big 12, I'm taking BYU +13. In the NFL, I got Saints +8.5, Bears +6.5, and Cardinals +8.5. Like, comment, subscribe. It's a gridiron grind. We'll be here through the Super Bowl, and we're getting hot just in time for bowl season, playoff season, college football, NFL. This is the time you make your money in the NFL. You got all the data in front of you. We're getting hot at the right time, stretching forward to get a winning record. We got a little work to do to have a winning record on the season, but we're making progress 2 weeks in a row.
We can do it. Dude, we're gonna do it. I
We'll do
got
it.
faith.
We're
Help us, help you pay for Christmas.
exactly, exactly. So. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, like, comment, subscribe. And we'll be back next week with another episode to break down how the conference championship games went and the playoff committee's final resolution on which teams make the playoff and another week in the NFL. So join us next week. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. See you, Jimmy.
See ya.